everyone to the Pantheon. I am Ray.
I'm Chelsey.
And today we're looking at The Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss. This movie is amazing. It's one of the last few films that he theaters. I will say it's directed by Leigh Whannell, who did the Saw movies, Insidious movies. So he wrote those films. This is his fourth film. The one before this movie was Upgrade, which was an amazing film, which it stars Logan Marshall Green, I think his name is. He looks like Tom Hardy, but he's not. He's like Tom Hardy less. That's an awesome film too. And Leigh, he's done. He wrote Saw, the Insidious films. He directed Insidious 3. So horror is in his genes. Like he understands horror and suspense. And this is no exception to it. This is based on an H.G. Wells novel. H.G. Wells is great known for time machine movies and a bunch of sci-fi stuff. He's one of the godfathers or grandfathers of science fiction. The first imagined film of The Invisible Man came in 1933 with Claude Rains and Gloria Stewart. Gloria Stewart, you'll remember her as the older Rose from Titanic. She passed away about 10 years ago. But that movie was the Invisible Man in that movie talked a lot. This one, not so much. He doesn't talk, which kind of makes more sense because you're invisible. You don't want people to know where you are, and so this is like, if you want to see what the other spectrum would be of the Invisible Man, see the 1933 Invisible Man. This guy talked all the time. You couldn't keep quiet. So this one is more of a thriller, and it really tackles the idea of if you have the power, that kind of power, how it would be utilized. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts going into it and your ideas?
I thought that movie was perfect in suspense. It really kept you on your toes, and you're like, oh my gosh. I was out of breath a lot of times because it's like I'm just trying to hold my breath, trying to figure out where this guy is, and then he just pops up. I really liked the story that they had with it and how they portrayed the domestic part of it. I thought that was really cool. I like that they touched up on it. What else? I also really did enjoy how they ended up showing the Invisible Man after, like throughout the movie when they would actually show him and how he was there. I thought that was really cool, but honestly, this was an awesome movie, and I would totally watch it again. I'd probably even buy it, really, just to have.
Yeah. I thought it was amazing. I love the idea of it, like how they really play up on even the suit. When they show you like the suit, it's just in the idea of, is she losing her mind? The concept of like, okay, this guy is a control freak, and the idea there is a form of abuse in this film. There is a category of gaslighting to someone in this film, and believing her, and then the ending to this, which we can't get into, but like, whoa, I was impressed, like where you start and where you end, and what this guy can do, and this tells you like, if you have the ability to have invisibility, like, and it tells you like what his background is, and like it shows you basically like where he's coming from and how he's able to pull. They don't tell you the technology or the science, but you understand like, okay, this guy understands the suit, and there is a logical flow to it. But overall, I enjoyed this quite a bit. I was so surprised at where this was going, and I knew about the twist at the end of the Invisible Man. I was watching another YouTube channel show, and they kind of gave it away, like how. So I understood there was a twist to it, but I didn't understand like how they get to it, and where her partner is in all of this, and where they find the partner. And we're now a year. If you haven't seen it, I'm hoping you watch this movie because it really is a good film to watch it. But this guy is like this guy, and then what? We could say, because she escapes her husband, right?
Yeah.
Who is the Invisible Man, and she lives with Storm Reed. So if you watch the movie A Wrinkle in Time, I hated that film. I'll take. Have you seen A Wrinkle in Time yet?
No.
Have you ever heard me talk about this movie?
I don't think so.
I ragged on this film because, Storm Reed is fine. I don't mind. I'm not ragging on her. It's just the story is ludicrous. Like I want to say like you have to be on something to watch this movie to appreciate it, but it's geared for kids. And that film is an unfilmable movie for kids. Even the writer said this is not really filmable, and it's true. Oprah's in this. Reach for this. I'm going off the movie. So like this is So to see Storm Reed in this movie, I'll get to the point of this movie. It's refreshing because she's really good. And there's a scene where she gets smacked, right? I'm like, so a part of me after seeing A Wrinkle of Time, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, but that's because of the movie. It's not because I'm into domestic violence, because that's bad. It's not. It's not into that. It's like, yeah, that smack was because of that bad movie. That's what I was alluding to. It's not because I have a darkness inside. It's like, no, that's why I think of your movie. And then but that smack you get is pretty heavy. So. But it goes into the idea of abuse and domestic abuse, and which is a very serious thing. And this is why you don't like this guy. This guy is an evil guy. There is evil intentions of this guy, and I thought this film it really shows the facets of like this woman who has the strength, who finally gets the strength to escape, and all the planning that went into it, and having everyone doubt her, and her sister and her friend the cop,
and then
it's just all the stuff. Like there's the scene at the restaurant.
Oh my God! You know what? I think that could have been where I did a really loud gasp, because it was like this girl could not catch a break, and then her sister's finally listening to her, and then it's like
and it's just he just turns the table on you again, and the believability of her being innocent, because he can like no one sees him, so he can frame her for anything that whatever he desires. He can like make it look like she did it, and it's just like, no one's gonna believe her, right? Her friends, her family, and she's really left to her own devices. Even when she, the scene is in the trailer where she's with the pen.
Oh, in the hospital.
That's when she goes, "Gotcha!" Right? That scene, the lead up to that scene, and where it goes, how that scene leads up into the extreme she goes to get to that point, is like, oh wow, that's a good payoff. Like there are such good payoffs. I thought there were scenes where I'm looking at it for flaws. So like the part where it rains, we think, okay, it's gonna rain, so you're gonna see like the water on him bounce. But you don't see that. I don't remember us seeing that. So it's done so like you're looking for, okay, is there a shadow being, like I'm looking for things that, okay,
everything.
He's invisible, but he's not transparent. Like he is transparent. Like when you see how the suit works, he is a physical substance. He is physical substance. So light does, I guess, pass through him, but like you gotta cast a shadow. There's gotta be something that doesn't bend the laws of physics.
Well, he's like one of the majors in the world for optics.
Yeah, his specialty is optics. He has military applications for optics. So no one knows that the suit exists, only him. And so he's designed this in the field of his study, which is just perception. And it is a brilliant film from top to bottom. This film is such a thriller. It's exciting, and then the ending is such.
It's a relief.
It's a relief. It's not a twist, but it is a because then if they do a sequel, they can do a sequel. But it's not the same because the villain is not the villain. The villainy in this may not be the same, but the person has gone to the length of it. Like once you've done evil is inherently in you. So if they choose to do evil, they could go whatever. Right? So I'm just saying. So you gotta watch the movie. But a rating, what would you give it?
I would definitely give it the 5 stars. It had my attention from the beginning. It had it from the middle. I was very involved with this, and like the whole time you're just rooting. So yeah, beginning to end, definitely really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this. I guess like 4.5. I love it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. This movie was brilliant. First, and everything that I liked personally, where there's the Storm Reed smack and all that stuff. It's just a lot of it was really great. And my thing was, I wanted to see you don't see his perspective, like his story. Like there's not the reason why I give it 0.5 less is because we don't get to see his story develop, only what he does to her. And so when you get to see his portion of it, it's near the 3rd act. Right? But there isn't much backstory. Not that you need the backstory to explain it, but I just wanted to understand his where he's coming from. But there's a dinner scene where you realize, no, this guy is a real bad apple, and you understand where this is going. But like, I wanted to get more of an understanding of him. Like, besides being invisible, like where is this guy? What is this guy like? Besides he's a control freak and everything's like order to him, it's like sleeping with the enemy, whereas the guy's just he's a control freak right to the very end. So this film was just that, but I just wanted a little bit more. But that's the reason why I give it a 0.5 less. But it's perfect. It's a perfect thriller. It's a great date movie. It's a great thriller movie. It's just all. It's not horror, but it's a thriller and it's suspense, and it kind of leaves you like. We'll be back with our next horror review. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but it'll be awesome. Take care.